these videos can only really scratch the surface of what you can do with Unity. I mean, the Unity engine itself is just massive, and if you think of what you can do with your Visual Studio Code in the background, then there's not much you really can't do with this stuff. I've always felt that the thing that let down my .NET apps was the user interface. It always looked a bit sort of dated. Even XAML really was more trouble than it was worth to get it looking polished or sexy. But with Unity, you can really do something pretty funky with it. The other thing I wanted to show you was the concept of prefabs. They're kind of like user controls. If you want to create a reusable control, like say I want a button that plays some sound when you click on it, I can take my button, and even though it's playing something from the scene controller script, I can add a script of its own to it. And let's go in and edit that. Now, here's some I prepared earlier, because I don't want you to just sit here watching me type. This should be the code. Play some sound on a button. As before, there's the public property of the sound I want to play. And here's a private property, just to return the button from this control and the audio source from this control. And when I start this object, I'm going to add an audio source, so there's one to return. Play on awake just means that it doesn't play when it's first instantiated. And there's an on-click event handler to play the sound. It's just plays the sound once from the audio source. This audio source is a Unity component. In the same way that scripts are components or images are components, this audio source is a component. There are a great many types of audio source you can put on. This is just an easy way of playing sounds on something. So now if we flip back over into build, flip back over into Unity, this button now has a sound property, which I should be able to throw something on there. Move. So let me test this. Start it up. Yeah, we got a move. So now we've got a button that moves. To turn it into a prefab, you literally just drag it into the prefabs folder. And now we've got a prefab called the button. And I can drag a few more of those onto canvas. Obviously they're on top of each other. But they'll have this source that I can now override. So I'll have a dog barking and a rooster crowing. That's how you make a prefab. They're all pretty much identical. They've got this place on script. Technically, I think I could have that place on script to anything. I mean, let's try to get to this label. Actually, no, that won't work because it requires a button. But you get the idea. You can very easily make your own prefabs and keep building them up, and then build another prefab out of your prefabs until you've got some seriously powerful controls.